Now, before we start with Ray, let me just say, Ray was, when I very first started Bardens a long time ago, I think it was 2008 or 2009, Ray very generously went on and did a webinar with myself and helped with all the basics. So like Ray was already teaching this stuff back then. He was already a teacher of teachers back then and already helping me out with the early stages. So it's so nice now, so long after that, to have Ray on the podcast. So welcome, Ray.
Yeah, thank you so much, dear James. It is really great to see you after such a long time, and I'm happy to be here with you for the podcast. Yeah, so really great. I enjoy it so much.
Awesome. Well, I'm sure most people who are involved in Barden's work, I'm sure they know about you, but for those that don't, can we give them a brief introduction to who you are and what you've been doing?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so my name is Ray Del Sol, and I've been busy with theoretical and practical studies of the work of Franz Bardon for around 30 years now. And I have done a lot of studies additionally to the teachings of Franz Bardon. So I'm a hypnotherapist, I'm a past life therapist, I have studied management and architecture, I'm a naturopath for psychotherapy. Yeah, so and these are a lot of studies, further educations, trainings, and all these things are flowing into my teaching style, into how I help people, especially with a focus on dissolving blockades, past life blockades, present problems. Yeah, so healing is a big topic, and as the old mystics said, so they had a slogan of the ancient mystics. It was purification, healing, and refinement, or spiritualization. Yeah, so this means the whole spiritual path consists of these three steps. Yeah, that we need to purify ourselves, dissolving blockades, problems, bad experiences, traumas. Then we get into a period of healing and vitalization. And from this state, we can work on our refinement, on our empowerment, on the unfolding of all our human and divine potential. Yeah, so and this is my focus.
Wow.
I have done a lot of studies in this regard, and I enjoy helping people in this way.
That's an epic introduction, Ray.
Yeah, a short, compressed introduction.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
30 years. Gosh. Okay, so let's go through. We got some kind of basic questions, but I want to go deeply into your work today as well. But before we start that, let's just look at Franz Bardon right now in 2024. I know when I started, it was common, but it wasn't that well known. But it seems like it's much more well known now. I mean, can you comment on that? Like, did you ever think that it would be this big? Because you started 30 years ago.
Yes. Yeah, so 30 years ago, I remember that I have visited esoteric market. Yeah, so it was new age stuff, and everyone was visiting such esoteric mainstream markets to check the latest books, and yeah, from A to Z, everything, shamanism, magic, witchcraft. So, and for coincidence, I have found the first book of Bardon, Initiation into Hermetics, and I was really curious because I always thought, okay, magic sounds terrible and dangerous and dark and with demons, so I was a little bit scared. But I checked the content of this book, and I was truly amazed how how technically Bardon described the magical approach. Yeah? That these were real teachings, how to do things, and the results which were offered. Yeah? So I was really impressed. And so I started reading this book and all the further books of Franz Bardon. Yeah, and since then, a lot of years have passed. We all got older and gray or white. Yeah, and meanwhile, it is amazing how many practitioners are on the internet, or it is amazing that you have started the Perseus Arcane Academy. Yeah, so it is a really a great milestone in all the teaching activities. And it is also amazing to meet with Hermetics from all over the world. So we have very fascinating practitioners from everywhere, and they all have their own approach and ideas. Yeah, so it is really amazing. It is, we can say that Bardon has set the seeds, and now we experience the flourishing of this Hermetic, magical, mystical flower.
I think so, isn't it? Yeah, it really does seem to be flourishing now after so many years of just sort of slowly growing. I had the same thoughts of you when I first started. I was looking for something, but I saw the words magic, and I was a bit like, I don't want power. I want to come out of samsara. But Bardon was the good choice. Okay, well, now let's move on to, you have a few organizations, I think. You have Sura that I'm somewhat aware of, and then I believe you have an interest or a group concerning the Knights Templar. Is that right as well?
Yes. Yeah.
And then also, I think there is something new coming, which is the Four Mystics. So, I mean, or I can, we can rewind and not mention that. But let's look at Sarah first, because I know you take a very mystical approach. What, and also a very comprehensive healing approach. So, how does Sarah approach the training?
Yeah, so these are good questions, and it is indeed amazing how things have evolved over decades. Yeah, so in fact, everything started with Yahoo Group. Yeah, so 30 years ago, things like Yahoo Groups existed.
That was old.
I just wanted to share experiences and thoughts with others on the path. Yeah, so I was in this Yahoo group, or maybe I have launched it. I do not remember. Yeah. So and then for some reason I was nearly the only one who was sharing ideas or experiences or approaches, and from there the first book was derived. Yeah, so it was not my intention to become a teacher or an author, but it happened. So from this start, things developed, and I had ideas, or a lot of ideas, how to support all those who are major on the spiritual path. Yeah, so I had this idea with Sura. Yeah, Sura is Hindi or Indian term meaning the sun, or the sun god. And as we receive enlightenment in the sun sphere, I thought it is a good idea to call it Sura.
Perfect.
So, and from this, Sura United, Sura Community, yeah, so this was the idea to start a bigger community movement. And then from this idea, I have launched the Sura Academy, with this idea to support others on the path with useful hints. to help to understand the theory better and to have a better practical approach. Yeah, so the point here was that there are not really many people who feel mature enough to start the practical training. Yeah, so small group, and from this relatively small number, only a very few were diligent and disciplined enough to continue the training. Yeah, so, and then I thought, okay, it is wonderful to support a few chosen ones who are mature enough, who make great progress, who really go through the training thanks to former lifetime spiritual training and so on. Yeah, but my intention is more to support the masses. Yeah, so more people or a lot of people. So and then I had this idea. Okay, Zura Academy was too small or too focused, and something else must come. And this was the start of the idea to focus on the mystical path, the mystical aspects. And soon, in the coming weeks, we will launch our platform for mystics.org. And here we will present the online courses, yeah, so similar to the Perseus Arcane Academy and the Mystery School of Jake and others. So, and the point here is that the Hermetic teachings, spiritual teachings, are processed in a way that they are easy to understand and easy to realize, thanks to guided meditations. And yeah, a lot of work to make it all better to digest. Yeah, so this is the idea.
Wow. So will Sura become part of the Mystic Academy, or will it be a separate entity?
Yeah, so the Sura Academy is, let's say, the father or mother of the mystical platform, and so it will be a change from Sura Academy to the mystical path. Yeah, so and here we come to the original problem of, let's say, magic or Hermetics or Franz Bardon, that these teachings are hard or heavy to digest or very demanding. Yeah, so let's say that only a very few feel called to do this hard training, yeah, and yeah, to fight from one milestone to the next one. Yeah, so it is not for normal spiritual good souls. Yeah, we can say so. Yeah, so and Bardon has made a nice definition. Yeah, so what is magic? What is mystic or mysticism? So, and he said the magical part is, we can say, metaphysics. So it is about forces and laws and training with the forces, integrating them, empowering yourself. And the mystical side is much easier, nicer, beautiful. It is about love, it is about wisdom, it is about refinement, it is about integrating, activating virtues. It is about enlightenment. Yeah, so it is indeed what most people long for. Yeah, so the unity with God, with the divine, all these blissful states of experience. Yeah, and the mystical path is also about healing, getting rid of blockades, transforming traumatic experiences. Yeah,
So much
feeling
more exciting.
vital, becoming happy, and so on. Yeah, so it is very nice. And when we focus on the mystical path, it is much easier. Yeah, it is so much easier than the hard and rocky path of magic or
I see. I see. Now I see why the focus has been there. Yeah. So it's a much nicer way of
yeah,
coming into these teachings.
much easier. Yeah, so and the point here is that a mystic can simply call on God or the Divine Father, Divine Mother, and then things can realize much more easily. Yeah. So a
Mm.
magician is self-responsible, hardworking, on realizing his own efforts, his own um, things. Yeah. But a mystic simply connects to God, asks, and he will be given, as Jesus already taught.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is the easy, the nice approach. Yeah.
I see. That makes sense now. Yeah, because I know you've always had that focus, and I always used to think, oh, wonder why, and that's why.
So, and normally regarding the laws, we should apply both. Yeah, so the hard work and the nice things. Yeah, but I think most people cannot really go the hard way. Yeah, so
Mm.
and with my background in hypnosis, it is easy to create nice guided meditations, to give the energies into them and to guide the student through exercises, yeah, to perceive vital energy, to work with vital energy, or to learn about concentration or meditation, or to work with the chakras. Yeah, so it is all much easier,
Did you
nicer.
find with that you're kind of like you're sort of planting the seeds for these things to come out of them rather than them working hard to attain the skill?
Yeah, no, so the hard way is presented, and I present the nice or soft way or the comfortable way. Yeah,
I can see the appeal. Yeah, it's I think perhaps it's a good way of getting people to
yeah,
potentially take that first step, isn't it?
yeah,
So another part that I saw, I think I saw this last year, but I didn't see anything else about it. Is your interest in the Knights Templar?
yeah.
So are you okay to open that up a little bit and explain
Yeah.
what your interest is and what the significance is to other things you're doing?
Yeah, this is certainly also a good question. Yeah, so yeah, also maybe 20 years ago, I visited Paris, and I visited certainly also the cathedrals, Sacré-Cœur and Notre Dame. So, and when I visited Notre Dame, I had this experience as a let's say as a knight. Yeah, so I felt myself as a knight with all the armor and sword and heavy chain, whatever it is called. Yeah, so walking into the cathedral, like a strong old noble knight, and yeah, and then I have entered the very specific spot in the cathedral. Yeah, so where the cross is centered, or the center of the cross. And in this special spot, there are great spiritual energies. Yeah, it is a vertical stream of spiritual power which is
Wow.
coming down in this spot. And I had the luck to be able to stand there. Yeah, so quite often these holy spots are blocked, but I was able to stand there, and I really got a major, let's say, enlightenment. Yeah, so
Amazing.
powerful energies coming down, flowing through me, and this was so powerful that I was not able to sleep over around 3 days. Yeah, to manage all these energies coming
Took that
down.
long.
So at this moment, I didn't really understand what was happening or why it was happening. I just had this wonderful impression of the noble knight, which was one with God. Yeah, so really powerful experience. And many years later, I have met a Templar knight from Portugal, and we were talking about this, and he told me, "Yeah, you see, it is a kind of re-initiation or reawakening of your old Templar life attitude." Yeah, yeah. So I was curious, and I occupied myself with some studies about the Templars, and later I have connected to a Templar organization in the USA with a tradition back to France, and so real tradition and initiations and so on. Yeah, so this was really interesting, and let's say it is just a part of my history of a former incarnation. But
I see.
the Templar organization originally has very special qualities. Yeah, so it is not just a normal organization of knights or warriors or whatever, but the point here is that the Knights Templar were so successful because they followed the old idea of alchemy. Yeah, so in alchemy you have polarity, or the principle of polarity. So you have one pole and the opposite pole, and you mix these poles, you unite them. And when you unite them, then you reach a state which is above polarity. Yeah, so the state of unity. So, and the Knights Templar were initiated into all the spiritual, esoteric knowledge and practices of these times, and they have applied all the available wisdom. So this means, one example, they have united the pole of knighthood, the noble knight, with the idea or the opposite pole of being a monk. So spirit and warrior, and both together. It is a warrior with a spirit, with divine spirit.
Amazing.
So, and on or another polarity, on the one hand, they were poor, so poverty, but on the other hand, they were rich, rich beyond imagination. So this means if you personally have no money, no property, but on the other hand, your organization is so rich and can give you everything, then you are free. You are free to fulfill your mission. And this is so amazing. It is
no worries, no pressures.
So, and they had several of these polarities. And this made them so successful, so powerful. This principle, this alchemistical principle of merging the opposite poles. And so it is, really amazing. And for this reason, I have written a few articles, or
I was going to say, it's fascinating. It's like it deserves a book. That does. Yeah. It's really, because obviously we know the name, but to know what really went on is something else. So when you had that experience, you kind of got the remembrance of that.
So we can also say that this noble knight, this Templar knight, it is the role model, the ideal, the example for all men who are working on their development, to become a noble knight, a noble warrior in the spirit of God, following the laws, being super powerful, spiritually, and also physically and so on. Yeah, so it is really amazing. Yeah.
Wonderful example. Well, thank you for sharing that, Ray, because that's I mean, that's kind of quite personal as well. So thank you. On to another subject we have down here is as you said previously, Surah has many healing methods, and I believe as well it probably attracts a lot of healers as well, who are in their work, they are healers. And you also talked about clearing, traumas and things like this. So is that something you see as possibly something that's a big obstacle for people who are following Barden, perhaps in a more standard approach via the book?
Yes, exactly. So this is a very important point. So Bardon, as you know, Bardon has very compromised, what it is called, I don't know.
Compressed or condensed?
Compressed, condensed instructions. Yeah, so and in a side sentence, he says that he expects the student to be in good health. So you can easily overread it. Yeah, so not checking this, and so no one really cares about it. And in a other sentence, he expects the student to have a mystical attitude, to be spiritual. So if you skip spiritual and if you skip health, you have a lot of problems. So, and it is easy to make no progress at all, or to get into one of the countless traps, selfishness, black magic, or whatever. So which is not desirable. So, and on the spiritual path or in Hermetics, it is all about balance. So this means we are balancing first the vital energy, or that we saturate us with vital energy, that we support vitality. Then we balance the 4 elements to realize the 5th element, Akasha. Then we work with the 2 fluids, electric and magnetic fluid. We balance these fluids in us. And through all the training, we get not only in balance for ourselves and our life, but also in balance with the macrocosm. So the universe, so the great order. So, and this means the human being, the microcosm, has to unfold its full potential, the potential of the macrocosm, arrange it to a state of balance in power and quality, to be one to one with the macrocosm, the great order. Little order or small order, great order, and all must be balanced. So, and balance means health, it means vitality, it means order, it means well-being, it means prosperity, happiness, success in life. So everything what is good is connected to balance. So balance
Wonderfully said.
Is divine in nature, and by balancing ourselves, we accomplish the divine in us, or the divine state. So it's a big topic for sure.
That's a huge topic. So I mean, so let me pick a little part of that then. So let me pick a different part of that. For instance, let's say, for example, because you do have a lot of healers, I believe, that are probably quite attracted to the way you approach things. Let's say they are a healer, but they are not yet beyond maybe step 4 or 5 in their Barden training. What can they do to, maybe, I don't know whether they're a massage therapist or whether they're an acupuncturist, what would you advise them to, or how could they possibly work with Barden's material to enhance what they're doing in their job?
So this is so healing, spiritual healing is a very big topic. for a lot of studies.
Sorry, it's another big one.
Yeah, it's okay. It is good. Yeah, so it is very fascinating. And by studying healing or spiritual healing, we learn a lot about ourselves. Yeah, so indeed, Franz Bardon offers a very simple approach. Yeah, so he says, okay, you can charge yourself with vital energy, then you radiate vital energy, and the client can absorb the vital energy to heal or to support the self-healing processes. Yeah, so this is the easiest way, or to work with light, or to charge the client or patient directly with light or with vital energy. Yeah, so these are basic approaches, more or less simple and feasible. And the general point here is that every human being, all beings, are self-regulating systems. Yeah, so this means you just have to offer the right energy, and then the system starts to heal itself. Yeah, to clean itself, to heal itself, to vitalize itself, to recover vital functions. So, and here we come again to the mystical side. Yeah, so when we supply high spirit energy, divine energy, then this activates the divine in the patient, or the client, and then we heal from the core down to the other planes of existence, from spirit to, let's say, mental, astral, physical. Yeah, so normally we approach the physical body with some kind of treatment or just the intellect. Yeah, but as a mystic, it is possible to connect directly to the divine spirit in the client, to activate it, and to work on the self-regulating healing processes from the inner core. Yeah, so this is interesting, fascinating, very nice, also powerful, and the advantage is also that people enjoy this. Yeah, so they feel strengthened from within, they feel inner peace and harmony, they feel love. Yeah, so all the positive, higher feelings and experiences are connected. Yeah, so it is a very nice approach. Certainly, such sessions need to be repeated, and it is also depending on the disease or the problem. Also, but it is one nice approach, and I also recommend to make use of psychotherapy techniques, or hypnotherapy is very powerful. Because we work in a magical way with the mind, with the subconsciousness, with the soul, to go back into the past or to go into the future or to change the present state, to check options of behavior, of experiences. Yeah, so in fact, psychotherapy and especially hypnotherapy is a wonderland of magic. Yeah? So even if you have a completely normal person who does not believe in anything, and this person undergoes psychotherapy training, it will open the eyes, and this person will make experiences which have been unknown to this person or unimaginable. Yeah, just normal psychotherapy training. Yeah, so to feel things, to connect to energies, to states. Yeah, so it is really amazing. Yeah,
They can make that bridge sometimes. So sometimes, like, maybe people don't, like you say, oh, I don't feel anything. And just a little bit of that work could be all that's required to open that gate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So just a matter of approach.
Brilliant.
And hypnosis, it is so powerful. Yeah, it is amazing. And if you combine everything, yeah, spiritual background, professional techniques, then a lot of energy. Yeah, so then things can cause great changes. Yeah, healing, purification, vitalization.
Wow. Thank you, Ray. I will say now, I mean, we're getting on in time. So I'll say, is there any other areas that you feel we should cover while we're on here? Is there any other topics that you would like to cover, or any other news about what you're doing on your platform that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so, yeah, thank you. So let's talk a little bit about the platform. So my wish is to fill it with a lot of online courses which cover all fields of spirituality, of healing, especially with a focus on mystical experiences, working with the chakra system for pushing progress, and the guided meditations, the preparation of theory in PowerPoint presentations. Yeah, so these are all things which make everything so much easier and so much safer and better. Yeah, so this means we can really push the progress of normal people who are not supermen, superwomen, yeah, from former incarnations, but just spiritual people with a good heart, with an open mind, who are willing to make progress. Yeah, so this is just the wonder to push or to put all what is good onto one platform, yeah, to support the people in their personal development, spiritual experiences. And I also do my best to make it multilingual, yeah, so that we
That's
have
good.
the main languages, all courses translated into the main languages. And yeah, so, and it is all with my heart's desire to support the development of mankind. Yeah, so all who feel called to work on themselves. Yeah, so this would be or will be
Wonderful. That's a big effort with all the languages. I know that's a complex task.
yeah.
Yeah. And when can we expect that coming out, Ray?
Yeah, so the website looks already very nice. The first courses are ready, and we start with the test period, and then it should be officially launched. And I hope that we do it at the start of March this year, so 2024.
Very
Maybe,
soon.
yeah, so maybe in 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah, but it looks all pretty good.
Wonderful. So when this podcast comes out, it may already be online.
Yeah,
If so, I'll add that link to the show notes.
yeah. So I will inform everyone on Facebook, Instagram, and on my Patreon page and my Sura Academy blog. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's great, Ray. Thank you so much for sharing. And it's just nice to see you after so long as well.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, dear James. Yeah, so great to see you.
Yeah, I mean, we must talk again more often.
Yeah,
We're usually just via email and text, so it's nice to see you. What
sure.
I'll do, I'll stop recording there. Stay on the line.